What's going on, guys? This is Matei with Tech Vitamins again, and today I want to look at something we've been researching for the past year or so. Just to, I guess, start the video off, I have another company which is a software development company, and we also offer a preferred hardware product or products that we want our users to use. It's basically a company management system that combines, CRM and scheduling and all the good stuff for a company manager to have all in one software, and then the hardware piece allows them to communicate back into their platform when they're in the field. This is for energy auditors, but one of the products that we do offer is a Windows 7 pad, and this is kind of interesting. I mean, this thing came out early this year, and we've been playing around with it a lot, trying to optimize it. And it's a fairly good product. It's made by M&A Technologies, and today I want to show you some of the features of this and show you why I think it's one of the best pads or Windows 7 pads on the market, even though there isn't that many out there. Alright, so let's get right to it, and let's take it the hardware first. So the casing is made out of magnesium aluminum alloy material. It feels very good. It's kind of feels a little plastic, but at the same time rubbery. It's definitely a good feel. Pretty light. It's only about 2.18 pounds. A little bit heavier with the 3G antenna, because these things do come with 3G. We'll take a look at that next. So it comes with a 11.6 inch screen, which has a pretty high resolution of 1366 by 768. So viewing HD material on this is very nice. It's got Bluetooth. It does have an option for GPS as well, and you can get it with a docking station. And in terms of the hardware itself, it's about 11.6 inches by 7.5 inches in width. So it's fairly big. It's a little bit bigger than the Motorola Zoom Android, but it's not too bad. On the side, we'll see we got two USB ports. We have an HDMI port which supports 1080p. We have the power connector right there, a headphone jack right here. We do have a slot, let me show this way, for a SD card, so you can get extra memory in this, because this comes only with a solid state drive. And it's only available, I'm sorry, not only, but the ones we sell come with 32 gigabyte solid state drives, but it is available up to 64 gigs on the M&A website. And it also comes with a slot for a SIM card. If you see, if I can get that out, right here, see there's a SIM card. So this is if you have the 3G model, you can put a SIM card in there and be on the internet anytime, so it's definitely very useful. On the bottom, we have the 26-pin connector for the docking station. There's a built-in speaker in there, of course a mic. We have a front-facing camera right there, so you can definitely do some video chatting. And the stock version of this comes with Windows 7 Home Premium. So essentially, it's a full Windows 7 system on a pad, which is very, very nice. Alright, let's get into the internal parts of this a little bit. This thing comes with a Intel PinView mobile N450 1.6 gigahertz dual core chip. So it's pretty much standard for the netbooks and the pads out there, but it's a fairly good chip. Let me just log in to show you that we do have, you can see that right there, 2 cores running. It comes with 2 gigabytes of memory. It's DDR2, running 800 megahertz, and that's actually the maximum you can put in there. In terms of the graphics, it comes with the Intel GMA 3150 GPU, and it has a Broadcom Crystal HD 1080p chipset, which has some type of technology that is, it's like a PCI Express card. It's a decoder for 1080p video, so you can play HD on this again very nicely. at the resolution it comes with. Again, let's take a look at the resolution, and you just simply hold for a right click. So it's very nice. We see that we have maximum 1366 by 768. So definitely like the resolution on this, and you notice it's a little bit wider to give space for the sidebar, which is useful in this pad. Other than that, and the battery that this thing has is a 2-cell 7.4 volt 4800 milliamp battery. So it's fairly good. We've used this in the field a bunch of times. I would say average, it gives you around 3.5 to 4 hours. Not the best battery life for a pad, but you are running Windows 7, a bunch of processes always open, and if this thing is on the internet, it's gonna use some juice. And we have not tried on the 3G, but I imagine it would probably juice the battery a lot more. If it's on the power saver, initially when it's 100%, it shows you 12 hours, but you notice that right now it went down to 93% and it already shows 4 hours and 12 minutes. And right now it is connected to Wi-Fi, so that's a standard in any Windows 7 machine. Alright, next I want to take a look at the interface for these Windows 7 pads. Now, because you're for the most part restricted only to your fingers and touch to use Windows 7 with, they had to make some changes, and already you can notice that some of the icons, or all the icons on the desktop, are much larger, easily accessible. We have this skin, or it's a third-party software from ExoPC that made a GUI for this that pretty much makes it look like a pad. So let's go ahead and access that. I have it already launched in my right panel, but I can just reopen it. And you notice that they've made it look more like an Android or an iPad environment. You have some apps that you can access, some games or useful things you can draw with, store your files and so forth. You also have an app store for this particular device, which has different apps you can choose from, slide in between. Let's see if we can get something that we all recognize. There you go, you see Facebook. So I'm not sure, I haven't really played around to see how extensive their store is and what they offer, but this is available for these tablets, for these pads to have, and you're definitely able to use it with it. I personally like just using the Windows environment because that's what my needs are, particularly for this product. And let me quickly show you that it's fairly easy to type. It's not bad. At first I was a little bit worried that this was going to be difficult to work with within Windows, but then once you get used to it, it's not bad at all. I mean, it's pretty much kind of like an iPad or an Android PC. So let's say we want to go to a web page. Let me launch a browser, and we're going to quickly check out our YouTube page. So I simply click on that, and to start typing, I can either from the side bring the keyboard like that, or, which I prefer, is much easier, there's a toggle button to bring the keyboard to the screen and off, which is right here, and that brings it back. So let me again go into the address bar, type in YouTube, and it's already there, but let me just continue typing so you see it's fairly easy. There's no lag, even though it looks like the lighting of the keys when you touch them has a lag, but it's instant. It's just showing you that you did touch it. So if I go any faster, it definitely responds very well. It's just letting you know that that's the keys that you've entered. Now I want to get rid of the keyboard because we're on our web page. Simply hit that, and boom, we're on our web page. And it has a lot of the touch qualities of the iPad and Android tablets and pads, because you can simply just scroll on the page. I can just grab the page and scroll with it. I don't have to always try to grab the side slider on the scroll bar. So it's very useful. I like it, and that's how you would type or bring up the keyboard on anything. Now it is floating, so you could take it and move it anywhere you want. It does maybe get a little bit in the way when you're viewing pages or looking at certain things, and the rest of the interface doesn't adapt to this keyboard coming up like the iPad, where everything kind of just slides up and adapts to that aspect ratio. This is just a floating keyboard. Another feature it has is you can kind of write letters. See, so this is pretty cool as well. and there is a style that's available for this pad as well, and we offer that in our store also. But just want to quickly show you the interface. See that, let you see that it's not that difficult to operate with. It's actually pretty fun. Operates very well like the other pads, as I mentioned, and I think it's a great product. I think Windows has stepped up and actually made this a useful device. Let me just quickly look at the camera. I just want to show you that it does have the front camera, as I mentioned before, for video chatting, and here you can see me making this video right now. It's 1.3 megapixel resolution, and it does work on Skype and on Google Video Chat. I've already tested it. So, again, it's a full Windows 7 interface and software platform. Now, as I'm doing this video, you might be kind of questioning yourself, why would I even use a Windows pad? It is pretty neat what Windows has done with the pad, I have to say. It's not bad because you have the full featured Windows 7 system on here, but if you really don't like the touch pad, it does come with this pretty cool case. Let me show you that. Let me turn this off. So that way it gives you a keyboard, but unfortunately it does not have a mouse pad. You see this case right here. It has a Bluetooth keyboard, which of course can be charged with a cable inside of there. It has some useful buttons that you can use to turn up the volume, play a video, connect Bluetooth, powered on and off, go home, enable the sound muted or whatnot. And basically when the device sits in here, you just simply slide it into this pouch, tuck that in. If you want it to sit on the desk, you simply extend that, and it sits this way. And when you want to pack it up, simply close it, snap these two things in, strap it to your belt buckle. Probably not, just playing on that, but it's a nice business piece. You can roll up to a business meeting with this, open it up, and get rolling. Again, the battery will probably last you around 3.5 hours if you're going to be connected to the internet. So for a Windows pad, I would have to say that this is probably one of the best ones we found on the market. We do have this available on our website, and I will be posting that link into the description of this video, as well as a full link directly to the products page. If you're interested, we do have the cheapest price on the internet. If not, let me know, we'll price match it. But hopefully you guys found this interesting, useful. Holiday season's coming up. Some of you may be interested in the Windows 7 pad, who knows, but leave some comments, let me know what you think. Let me know if anybody had any experience with other Windows 7 pads, because as I said before, our other business continuously test new devices that come out on the market to provide the best hardware for our users that use our platform. So again, leave comments, subscribe, and thank you for watching.